Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. So my name is Ibnu Annas from my student ID double three double two zero 164, and today I'm gonna present to you about my applied linguistic final term test about my project. So I'm gonna present about two real life problems that related to the applied linguistics. So and how we can solve it them using the simple and a solution practical. Okay, so the first problem number one, Mr. Thompson. It's about a bias in news reporting. In short, so Mr. Thompson is a linguistic studying the use of language in news reporting, but he particularly interested in how language can convey bias, shape public opinions, and even influence the perception of the news event. And the problem number two is about imagine that you, as a learner, a language planner that working for the government of a country that with a diversity of linguistic feature. So let's head to the question. The problem question for number one with Mr. Thompson. What linguistic features should Mr. Thompson focus on to identify bias in news reporting? Discuss at least three features and explain how they can contribute to bias reporting. And for question problem number two, how can the government promote the use and preservation of indigenous language through the education? So, okay, let's head it into the problem number one first, bias in news reporting. Uh, I have a simple solution. Like you can imagine this: two news websites report the same story, such as one website says that freedom fighters demand justice, and the other says rebels cause chaos in the city. It's the same people, same event, but message, different meaning of the message, right? So that's because of the bias in news reporting, or we can say it about bias language. A linguistic named Mr. Thompson studies how the word used in the news can shape public opinion. We can focus on the three main features. The first one for word choice, passive voice, and modal verb. First one, word choice. For example, uh, like I said before, freedom fighters versus rebels. Freedom fighters mean a positive meaning, but rebels means that it's a negative meaning in BS news reporting. So word choice can carry a meaning, a lot of meaning, but some are more emotional. Saying freedom fighters makes people feel like a sympathy, a courage, but saying rebels makes them feel seems so dangerous. So choosing one word over another word can create a biased language. The second is a passive voice. Like for the example, mistakes were made. Who made the mistake? We don't know who made the mistake. So passive voice can be used to hide the blame or responsibility for one side. And next to the modal verbs, for the example, the suspect might be guilty. This show the possibility of accountancy. So even if you don't have a proof, but his phrase already give us a negative image in the reader's mind. This suspect might be guilty. So in real life, there's three kinds of example. When we read a news on a website or maybe social media, we need to be aware of this trick. So applied linguistics could help us to notice these signs, and so we don't get manipulated about the bias in news reporting. That's the problem one. So let's head it to the problem number two. Language policy in education. A short explanation. People learn language through their culture. So something many of us can relate in this solution. especially in Indonesia. So we live in a country with many languages, many tribes: Japanese, Sundanese, Batak, Minangkabau, and many others. So, but most of the schools only use Bahasa as their main language. So this kind of language can create two big problems, especially for the kids. So kids who speak a local language at home struggle at school. So slowly the local language disappear. So what can we do? What is the solution of this? So let's imagine that we are a language banner in a government. So our goal is to protect our local language, but also maintain a national unity. So here are the sample solution for the first number one, teach kids in their first language and then at the national language. So children learn of their language when they speak at home. Let them begin to school using their mother tongue, like their local language, and later we can add Bahasa as their second language. Number two, use local story for the culturalism or in curriculum. Books and another lesson can include a traditional stories from their culture. This helps the children to feel proud of their identity and keep the culture alive. And the last is train teacher to speak local language. When the teachers can speak the local language, they can connect up better with the solution with the students. So learning becomes more easier and more meaningful when the teacher can speak the local language. This way, we can protect the both education quality or a language policy in education and a culture for the children at the same time. That's the key of the number two. So let's head to the key concept of these two problems. So for the first problem number one that I've been presented before, news bias control what people think, and cultures are lost when native language fade away. For the key concept problems number two, just like bilingual, as Henry Park says in the BSc material slide specs number three, can be native speaker of two languages. Kids can master both their local language and the national language. And applied linguistics can fix this problem. So what I'm trying to say is that this may seems different news bias and language education, but they share one important rule. Applied linguistics can fix this problem, or language is so powerful. It can change the way we think and also protect or maybe destroy our culture. But education is a key. So when schools are shape of the future, we can save the language itself. And applied linguistics give us a tools to solve the real world problem, not just to study a grammar or a pronunciation of the language. And the last but not least is our conclusion, is my conclusion. So first one is language is powerful. It can influence opinions, news bias, and preserve the culture. Number two, education is a key. And the last one is applied linguistics solve this problem. So what I'm trying to say about the number one, language is powerful, is language is more than just a word. It shapes on how we see the world, on how we understand the language, understand the others, and how we express it with language. So from biased news to endanger the language, applied linguistics for the number three, applied linguistics help us to see the problem, help us to solve the problems and find the solution. So my suggestion to you all is next time you maybe read some news headline or maybe hear a child struggle in the class, not talk any words when they are in the class. Just remember, language is powerful. So an applied linguistics can help it to be better. I think that's enough for my presentation. And this is my kind of language. From Fitzsizzin, 1995, Teacher Professionalism and Research. Number two, Davis A, 2003, The Native Speaker, Myth and Reality. And last but not least is from my slide material about applied linguistics from meeting 14. I end in here with my own presentation about the applied linguistic final term test. I hope that it can solve the problem number one and problem number two with my own opinion about how we can solve the problem. I think that's enough. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for listening about my presentation.